Alright, 670, Propagation Regulations, Hearing, Written Record of Hearing. As all rules and regulation amendments promulgated by the Kentucky Revised Statute of 353, 500, 720 should be promulgated by the Department after the notice of the hearing. All hearings here held to consider the rules, regulation, amendments thereto with the interest of the person should be entitled to hear. Be heard. All hearings held within under sections held within such a time belief that especially by the Department occurred. Rules and regulation promulgated in the Kentucky Revised Statute 353, 500, 720. Record each hearing shall be kept within the life of the keeping of the record shall be waived. All parties participating within, all interested parties shall be entitled to be heard at all hearings conducted under Kentucky Revised Statute 353, 500, 720. The Director of the Division of Oil and Gas Representatives shall attend all of the hearings and sections conducted by the Department. All rules and regulation ordered, promulgated, and issued within Kentucky Revised Statute 353, 500 to 720 shall be read and entered in full in the index of the books of the kept by the Department over that purpose of the public record open for inspection at all times during the office hours shall be filed within accordance with the provision of Kentucky Revised Statute Chapter 13A. The copy of any of the rule, regulation, order certified with the Commission of the Department of Natural reach for the Director of the Division of Oil and Gas shall be received within evidence of all of the courts and Commonwealth without any other authentication thereof. Alright, 680, repealed. 690, production of evidence. The Department shall have the power to summon the witness for the administrative oath of the production, printing of the record of the books of the documents for the examination, of the hearing, of the investigation of the Kentucky Revised Statute 353, 500, 720. Upon failure, refusal of the part, any of the person comply with the subpoena issued under the section, upon refusal of the witness testify any of the matter regarding whether it may be integrated, which is pertinent with the hearing, with the investigation, any of the court record of the Commonwealth, upon application of the Commissioner shall have the power to punish for the contempt. For contempt, as in the case of the disobedience of like a subpoena issued for the court for a refusal to testify. Alright, 353, 700. Administrative review of the final determination order of the Department petition the notice hearing of the recommended order of the hearing of the final order of the Secretary of Judicial Review. Any person agree with the final determination made order of the Department of the Chapter except for the order of the Commission found may file with the Energy of the Environmental Cabinet Office of the Ministry of the hearing of the petition alleging the determination contrary to law with the fact of the injury of the petition alleging grounds, reasons, and therefore demanding a hearing of the order final determination includes not limited to issue with the denial, modification, revocation, permit. It does not include with the issuance of the level identifying deficiency, application of the permanent registration, and certification of the non-final determination upon, unless the Cabinet consider the petition frivolous, shall serve the written oath of the petition each of the person named therein shall be scheduled for the hearing before the Cabinet no less than 21 days after the date of the notice unless the person complains against the waiver of the written over the 21-day period. Right to demand with a hearing pursuant to the section shall be limited to period with 30 days after the petitioner actual final determination order complained with it could reasonably held notice. Burden of proof shall be made by the party complying with the order final with the determination. Any party may offer the evidence all of the party over the part of the record over the hearing of the result of the order and any other relevant evidence. All hearings of the chapter except for the oath of the Commission that shall be held before the hearing of the duly qualified practiced life of the Commonwealth over the Kentucky may be the full-time employee of the Cabinet service by contract and paid by the per diem base of the discretion of the Cabinet conclusion here with the hearing officer shall within 60 days make a secondary report recommended to offer order should contain finding facts and conclusion of the law. Secretary finds upon written request have a hearing officer for the additional time when needed. Secretary grant extension for the hearing officer shall serve with a copy of the report recommended to order upon all the record of the proceed with their counsel if any should be granted with the right to the exemption within 14 days of the party may submit with the expense with the response exemption with 21 days after the receipt of the recommended order exemption with the response not timely should be denied with the consider the secret committee making a final order 9 of the days after the reporting recommendation hearing with the officer of secretary should consider the report exemption with the response with the exemption with recommended order so that the case of the decision shall be served with the mail by mail upon all parties with the attorney of record shall be the final order of the cabinet shall promulgate administrative the regulations pursuant to the provisions set forth in the chapter extent of the possible consistent with the promulgated and pursuant to the Kentucky Revised Statute chapter 224 establishing formal and informal hearing procedures which are hearings shall be written with written request operator permitted the other person of the Energy Environmental Cabinet office of the Ministry of the hearing Frankfurt would be impartial hearing officer of the independent prosecutorial functions of the Cabinet administrative regulations shall provide with the conduct hearing with the investigation aimed at the matter relating to the chapter of the procedure of the developer, assuming the subsection shall provide with the hearings held with the most expeditious manner possible, the time constrained with the establishment of the chapter. No person presides, and when the prior hearing shall be presided at a subsequent hearing participated in further decisions subsequent administrative appeals in the same manner. Any part aggrieved with the final order, secretary result of the hearing conducted pursuant to the section of the appeal of the Franklin Circuit Court within 30 days of the issuing of the final order, the party and parties affected with the final order shall file with the Circuit Court with a petition which states fully the grounds upon review is sought with the issue alignment and all errors relied upon. The cabinet shall be named to respond with the service of all herald on secretary summons shall issue the pound with the petition directing cabinet send the entire record properly bound with the clerk of the circuit court with the certifying when the record is the entire original record of the true copy of the record will be filed become an official shall be considered the circuit court on review after the case has been properly docketed. Circuit court any party directly affected by the issue on the appeal with made upon notice for the parties properly showing that its discretion in the court be permitted to intervene when the court shall review the entire record of the final order of the cabinet. No objection of the final order shall be considered the court unless the issue was raised before the cabinet that there were reasonable grounds for failure to do so. Finding of the cabinet as the fact with the show of the primary or officia evidence fact that they are found therein. Court shall review the entire record finding the final order of the cabinet. The court may stay the order until the court shall enter with the decree of the court shall have jurisdiction of the decree affirming setting aside the order remanding the cause of the direction modified order and shall conform with the provisions of chapter appeal but may be taken in part of the suit with the same name with the same extent with the other civil actions. 353-700. Alright, 353-710. Suit to enjoin violation by the department personally adversely affected by the Attorney General. Personally adversely affected Attorney General. Whenever it appears with a person violating, threatening, violated with a provision of Kentucky Revised Statute 353-500-728 with the rule regulation promulgated edition under the Kentucky Revised Statute 500-720, the department may bring statute against with a person with the Franklin Circuit Court, with the Circuit Court of the county wherever the violation occurred with the threatening the county with the defendant with the reside within which for the defendant resides more than one defendant with the restraint of the person with continuing violation from carrying out threatened violation suit with the court jurisdiction of the grant without bond with the undertaking with the prohibited mandatory injunction of the facts may warrant with the include with the temporary restraining order injunction. And the department should fail with the bring of the suit with the enjoy with the violation, threatened violation provision of Kentucky Revised Statute 353-572 with any rule, regulation, or only propagated issue within 500-720 within 10 days after the receipt of the request to do so with the person who is or will be adversely affected with the violation person making the request being sued with his own behalf with the restrained violation, threatened violation, any of the court in which the department might have been sued with the department shall be moved with the party of the defining such addition with the person allegedly violation threatened violate Kentucky Revised Statute 353-500-720 rule regulation or it propagated with a 353-500-720 whenever it appears that any person violating with a provision 353-500-720 rule regulation promulgated issue under the Attorney General with a person adversely affected with the violation may bring suit restraining violation any of the court or department might have with a brought suit with the department shall be made with the party defendant and suit with addition with a person allegedly violating provision of any rule regulation order promulgated issue Kentucky Revised Statute 353-500-353-720. Alright, 353-720 construct from the Kentucky Revised Statute 353-500-720 shall not be contributed to authorized limitation production of oil, gas, well, the lease pool, will the field property to prevent, control economic way to limit production and market demand. Nothing when the Kentucky Revised Statute 353-500-720 intended to shall be contributed as superseding, impairing, abridging, and affect the contractor rights and obligations now and hereafter existing between respective owners of oil, gas, coal, and other minerals or any interest therein. And 353-730, numbered Kentucky Revised Statute 353-588. That completes the reading of the oil gas conservation of the Kentucky Revised Statutes.